Well, you see, the potentialities of our consciousness are merely not bound by time and space, but in a world we can't see.
But just take it easy, man.
This is how upset I get when I can't keep my fucking train of thought. I don't know why I do this to myself.
I have to spit the right philosophies or else the people won't like me.
I think I'm gonna clip this up and show all the weird shit that I do between thought processes. This fuck-ass fly. This fly wanna start moving around the damn camera the second I press record. I'm not about to be very happy about it. I can't promise you that no flies will be harmed during the recording of this video. So I'm sitting here. I don't even know what I wanted to talk about for the video. I really don't. I don't even have any recollection of it. I just know that I started talking about it. And I did not like what I was hearing. I did not like what I was hearing. In retrospect, I didn't even like to hear myself say it. For some reason, I couldn't tell you why, but all of a sudden, I started to get a lot of feelings, thoughts, tendencies of self-hatred running through my mind. Thinking that I'm insufficient to make videos talking about anything. Thinking that I am low-key slow or retarded because of the times that my mind likes to draw a blank when I want it to complete a specific goal. But in reality, I cannot be mad at myself for not having a clear train of thought when I haven't been doing the necessary precautions and procedures to clear my mind. Didn't meditate this morning. Woke up. Went straight to work. Didn't do shit. Didn't stretch. Didn't get my peace of mind. Started working. Fucking distraction. Come home. Unconsciously, I guess I was distracting myself. Even though I was distracting myself with things that seemed to be conscious, I was not giving myself any time and space for clarity. It's like I'll go a week without prioritizing or really even practicing meditative and spiritual things, and then I'll close my eyes after such fast-paced movement around me. And what will I see? It literally feels like hell, or like fiery chaos, like pure chaos. It's crazy. It takes a second to get past that stuff and get a clear mind even when I go to meditate because of how long I let it build up. So let's compare that. What part of my brain would allow me to get mad at myself for something that I knew I wasn't even going to be able to do properly because I didn't do what was necessary to prepare for it? I didn't even realize how good of a question that really was. Like, we do that so much and been doing it since we were little. Wow. Obviously, my ego, because it's identifying and clinging and attaching to how it is perceived and perceives the world around it. But is it just expectation? Is it a standard that I hold myself to that really isn't even real because I'm not meeting perfection? Or no, it's understanding that throughout that whole time I could have been doing better, but I was deliberately choosing not to. So the reason that I start to spike anxiously with fear out of nowhere is because it's finally a conscious confrontation with the potential that I haven't been fulfilling. It's the fear of the Lord. Because every action is consequential, and every inaction. You will feel and reap the rewards for everything that you do and the things of which you do not do, or, miss out on doing, however you want to put it. It's if you don't fulfill your potential, you're going to feel that. You're going to know that. Reality is quantum. There are realms of potentiality where things are happening. Potential is stored all up within your human body right now. And if a lot of it isn't fulfilled, it pents up. It goes into our shadow, unconsciously projecting and manifesting itself in times of which we don't even realize it. But That makes me ask and wonder, how was my unfulfilled potential projecting itself in my shadow? Oh, it's simple. Because the parts of me that came out that acted like it hates itself, or I hate myself, that's what shadow was built through the unfulfilled potential, which is sitting dormant within me. Knowing that it could be, knowing that I'm not at a level of which I, however you want to put it, should be, even though I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. But we're speaking from a lens of psychology and how the brain works against itself. Knowing that I am not where I should be or could be is what creates those thoughts coming in, whether I like them or not. Looking at myself and seeing lesser than what was possible, what is possible, is what drives me to have disdain for that in the moment. But it's like, where is that anger, for myself especially, ever gonna take me in life? Where is it ever gonna take me in regards to making these videos, making any sort of content or creating anything? How the fuck is that gonna help me at all? Well, at first, it's not. I have to have acceptance for the fact that I didn't fulfill that potential. It's just now that it's like I didn't want to consciously confront that I wasn't fulfilling the potential, but then when it was shown in front of my face, when I tried to make a video, yet it was so clear that my brain was not clear, that it manifested itself in front of me whether I liked it or not. I made it happen. I pulled it out. I extracted it from myself just through a practice like this. Damn, bruh. Set up a camera and start talking about something you're passionate about and see what your brain does to itself. See what projects. Half of it's not you. Half of it is merely unconscious. That's crazy, isn't it? Right now, there's nothing I can do about the fact that I could have done something, and that's what makes me not want to do anything, because I didn't do what I could have done, and it makes it harder to do it. There was no reason for me to have done that. It's just a third or fourth or 1500th way to explain the exact same thing. In that, to put this all simply, the present moment is the only moment. Don't worry about any other moment. How can you be mad at yourself for what you haven't done? How can you be mad at yourself for what you haven't done? Like, I've never heard of such pointless anger. It's definitely not going to help you do the thing you want to do at that moment, because you're angry at something that doesn't even exist. You're angry at an unfulfilled version of yourself. But that doesn't even make sense, because it's not even filled with anything to be angry at. You get me? It's zero. It's ground. It's fucking baseline. It's level 1. Can you really go below rock bottom? No. We move forward ever, backward never. Okay? And it's really that fucking simple. If I were to have stayed angry at myself for what I saw of myself on that camera, in retrospect and observation and watching what I have become, I would have never continued to make the video. Where would that have led me? I was gonna go finish Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, but I would. Oh wow! What fucking more unconscious, unfulfilled potential would have built up for me to be angry at myself. So the only thing that you're really filled with in the realms of unfulfilled potential is emotions based from your unfulfillment, so lower vibrations. So it's like you can't dwell within the lower vibrations expecting to be propelled. You have to like walk out of them. Like I could not let that anger take over me, because the unfulfillment of potential in and of itself is materially bound and low. So with that being said, it comes with it nothing but lowness. Oh! How do we compare this to living in spirit versus flesh? To live in spirit is to live within the realm of potentiality, because there is nothing that can stop you from exerting and becoming that person who you wish to be. You know, that authentic, deep and true desire. That's living by the spirit versus living by the flesh. You cannot even see the realms of potentiality because you are bound by the lower vibrations. Whether it be anger, whether it be sweat. Dude, this is a perfect comparison. Like, before I used to work physical labor, I used to live a very modern lifestyle to where when I would just sweat or have natural occurrences happening in my body, it would feel so uncomfortable and disgusting to the point where I had to shower like 3 or 4 times a day. But then when I started working outside, I started to become so comfortable through the uncomfortable. I was paying no mind to the things that were trying to drag me down and bound me to a temporary material form of existence, where I'm searching for mere gratification within that material temporary form, to where I'm looking for fulfilled potential only in that realm. Oh, and that's what led me to get an unconscious meltdown in the first place, because I was looking to fulfill potential in a realm of which potential is limited. That whole time period of which I wasn't doing my spiritual practice, I was looking for fulfillment in a temporary existence. So the difference between living in flesh and spirit in that regard is that when you live and walk through the flesh and the ego, those emotions, that anger that you would feel from the observation of your own self, is what keeps you away from ascending past and towards any levels that will actually fulfill you in life. But living and walking by the spirit, best way I can put the dichotomy and the difference, I guess you could put the same thing as separate versus oneness. It's like you can be having an emotional experience, frustration, sadness, and anger. You're crying, you're bawling your eyes out, but then you can shift your focus to your breath and then be at a place where you're taking care of the anger that you're feeling, like a mother holding the baby, because you're able to separate yourself from the anger itself. You're able to not have to identify with it and realize that it is merely just another energy passing through you in this realm of existence. When you're able to separate yourself from the experience in the moment, you notice flesh observing, you notice spirit observing the fleshly human experience at that current point in time. So it's integration between both. I can't pick one or the other, because if I'm fully spirit, then I'm no longer human. I'm no longer living in this incarnation talking to myself on this camera, when in reality I'm speaking to you right now. Hey, what's up, guy? So it's you gotta have appreciation. So I have to have appreciation for the fact that I felt that anger, because that anger, through my clarity and understanding and wisdom that I've gained through experience, I now see that anger is an indicator of repentance, of what needs to be done, of the fact that I need to change in order to achieve and receive the fruits and abundance of which I have been, quote unquote, searching for, I guess you could say, or wishing to come to me. And when I have acceptance and appreciation for that, and I am able to use it as an indicator, there's nothing specific that I'm holding on to. That in and of itself is the flow with the universe. It's taking what is in front of you for what it is, doing the best that you can with it, but not holding on too tightly to any of it, because all of it is temporary, of which you can see in front of you right now. And I was holding on too deep to the fruit of inaction. I was holding on too deep to trying to see a perfect product or result, or myself sound like a genius. All glory be to God. I was holding on too closely to that, and it led me, oh my God, I watered one polar opposite, and it led the other polar opposite to manifest harshly within my shadow, to the point where I was doing, roll the clip. This is how upset I get when I can't keep my fucking train of thought. I don't know why I do this to myself. That shit, and creating split personalities and dichotomies within my own self, because I hadn't had acceptance for myself. Because I can speak and preach here about unconditional love for everything around me and in my existence. But if I can't apply that within myself, I'll always be sad. And self-hatred will be inevitable. And I'll never get to experience the richness of walking by the Spirit, or the gratification of walking by the flesh. I'll be stuck in a numb mind state, disassociated from any of my experiences, because I'm constantly trying to figure out which one works over the other, when in reality they're all intricacies working complexly yet so simply together to create you now. Accept that, and then take the next action that seems appropriate. I guarantee you it'll lead you to a better place than you think. Yeah. Thanks, Almighty.